Hello and welcome. Today I have another ink review video for you. This one's by the Ferris wheel press and it's called the Fluttering Heart. And it's got this beautiful box, beautiful artwork on the front. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to get this, honestly. Sometimes having a really pretty special box to look at is, it just makes it all the more special. Anyway, here's how it looks on the top, and I'm going to go ahead and get this open. And this ink was pretty difficult to find, so I don't know if I can leave you a link to where I got mine. I'll see if they still have it, but I can't guarantee that it'll still be in stock. Here's how the little flaps. I love how they decorate these flaps, and anyways, all the little attention to detail makes a big difference. Alright, here's how the bottle looks. And this says that it's more precious than diamonds are the vows of extraordinary love. And it says 2023. And then here it is on the back, the Fluttering Heart. And it looks like it has some shimmers down there at the bottom. So I'm going to shake this up. I was not able to find a whole lot of information about this ink as far as like swatches and things go. So all I know is that I think it's supposed to be like a light pink maybe. And that's all I know. So anyways, we will find out together if I can get it open. And in case you've never seen this before, this is a little ink carriage that they make. And let me put the lid back on here and I'll show you real quick. It's supposed to sit on here like this, and then it looks like a Ferris wheel. So very on brand, I guess. Very cute. But it helps hold up the bottle so that you don't accidentally spill it. And sometimes I'm glad I have something like this to keep me from messing up big time. Alright, so here is how the ink looks. Let's see. Okay, that is very pale, but very pretty. I'm trying to get all the way to the bottom to make sure I get shimmers. Alright. Alright. So this does not look anything like the swatches I've seen, which is interesting, but not in a bad way. I'm just kind of curious as to how it's going to look when it dries. But the way it is now is definitely a very unique color. Go ahead and swirl this around, put a little extra down here. All right. And get some here to write the name. This is by Ferris wheel press. I think if I try to fix this anymore, I'll make it worse. Okay, there we go. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this under the fan to dry, and I will be right back. Okay, and I am back. So we're going to try this with some copy paper as well. I just need to stir this up, or mix this up. Okay, get a little bit of ink on here, and I always like to test things out on copy paper just in case maybe that's all you have to work with, and you just want to know if the ink will even perform on the copy paper. Sometimes inks tend to feather or cause other problems, so let's see. And this is copy paper. Alright, this is how it looks so far. It is kind of a pinky gray almost with some shimmer. Alright, and then we'll try this on some HP 32. And I am kind of curious about this because honestly, if I had never seen a picture of this ink before, this color, I would think this is an awesome, very unique and strange shade of pink. However, because it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like on the examples that I've seen, I'm wondering if maybe something happened to this bottle. Like maybe it was left out in the sun or something, or was exposed to heat or something, and it just changed the color. But it is 3 years old, I think, if this is from 2023. So maybe it's just that. Or maybe this is really what it looks like, but it's so different from the swatches, I'm just kind of worried that maybe there's something going on here. If you have this ink and you've swatched it, if it looked, you know, let me know if it looks this gray to you in real life. Because again, I think the color is awesome. I love gray inks. I love colors like this that aren't clearly one color or another, but it doesn't look like at all. Just let me write this down here real quick so I don't forget. HP32. Anyways, it doesn't look anything at all like the color it's supposed to be according to the photographs. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe something happened to this bottle, or maybe if it's just one of those inks where it looks totally different in real life than it does on photos. And that's also a possibility, but I'm not sure. Also, if you've never used HP32 before, this is a paper that has a really smooth surface, and the ink tends to perform really well on this. So if you don't have access to some of the nicer papers, but you can get this, usually this is a good middle ground for paper choices. And this is Tomoe River paper, so we'll give this a try. There we go. But yeah, if I end up posting this video, because I may do some investigations and see if there's something wrong with this ink. But yeah, if this is how it's supposed to look, I'll post, if I can figure out how, I will post a picture of what the swatches look like from their website next to the swatches that we're making, and you'll understand why I'm a little bit confused. But again, I think the color is really cool on its own regardless, but I just don't want to give you guys the wrong idea, I guess is what I'm worried about. I don't want you to look at this and think, oh, this is how the ink is supposed to look, when it's not, you know? All right. And this is by the Ferris wheel press. I didn't need to write that. I meant to write Tomoe River. Okay, I got distracted. I'm sorry. I do that when I talk and try to write at the same time. Alright, Tomoe River is what I meant to put on there. Okay, so I'm going to go check on our swatch real quick, and I will be right back. Alright, and I'm back. So here's how the swatches came out. So it performs well on copy paper as far as it not feathering or anything. There's a little bit of shimmer in there. It's very, very pretty. A very unusual color the way it is. And here it is on HP32. So you can see that the ink goes down a little smoother. There's a little bit of shading, and there's some nice shimmer in that as well. I hope the camera picks that up. It's very, again, it's very subtle. This is not like an overpowering shimmer ink. It's just really subtle and pretty. And then here it is on some Tomoe River paper. So the color is a little more saturated on here. It's a little bit prettier as far as there being a little bit more shading, and it's very nice. It's got this really pretty shimmer in there. So all in all, it's a nice color. Whatever the color is supposed to be, I'm not sure. It's almost like a pinky tan, kind of. Like very, very pale, like a, I don't know, like a fleshy tan color. And then here is the swatch we made on the swatch card. So here it is. I don't want to give the wrong idea. I do think this color is really, really pretty. Like I said, if I had never seen the pictures online and didn't know what this was supposed to look like, then this would be an awesome color that I would definitely put in my pens and use. And I don't know, I think it's really neat. It's a very unusual color. It's got some lovely shading in there, and the shimmer, like I said, it's pretty, but it's subtle and it's not overpowering. But at the same time, it's completely different from what it looks like on the website, so I'm concerned that maybe something happened to this bottle. So I'm going to investigate, and if I find anything out, I'll let you know. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video and if it was helpful to you at all, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.